Hey, good morning, everybody. I have a word for today. This is mostly for men. We need to do a better job of handling our emotions. We as men are not really upfront with our emotions. That's why a lot of times men seem to be liars. I'll be honest. Men usually sometimes seem to be liars because they're not really truthful with how they really feel. In fact, men don't even use words about how they feel. I am so good. I'm not even going to talk about men. I am so good sometimes with my words that I don't actually really share that I'm hurting. I'll just use words to cover that up. And so, even with what Will Smith did is a prime example of what happens when men do not actually deal with how they really feel. If you hide it or harbor it in a different way. What is scary is the fact that men could be can be smiling and be fine, and a trigger happens and all hell breaks loose. And so I believe we as men need to start dealing with our emotions with a third party. It doesn't have to be with your wife or your girlfriend. It could just be with a therapist or a life coach. But you need to actually really deal with your emotions. A lot of men don't need to say they don't need to deal with their emotions. They could just deal with it with their friends, their boys. Yeah, you're venting. Venting is different from dealing with your emotions. Dealing with how you feel. Men don't want to deal with how they feel. It's whatever. You just put it underneath something else. But then someone takes your orange juice, drinks your juice, leaves a shoe by the door, squeeze the toothpaste in the middle, or doesn't wash a dish, and you say, "What?" You start blazing. And that's because you're taking out an undealt emotion on something not relevant. And we need to start dealing with that. Men need to start dealing with their emotions in some way and somehow. You don't want to think you have emotions, okay, but just don't have an outburst. Okay? You can't be having outbursts. That's the power of being emotionally centered. You need to be emotionally centered. You need to speak to somebody. Because a lot of men are walking here smiling and just waiting to be triggered. Be blessed.